Hello and welcome to the Climbing Daily Wednesday news show, where it is again just me. Matt's still on holiday in Spain somewhere. I'm not sure where he is, but I think he might be listening to some music whilst doing other stuff. So, whilst Matt gets himself a very nice new tattoo in Spain, we've got some news to report, starting off with sport climbing in the UK. Emma Twyford has made the third ascent of the Big Bang, and in turn has become the first British woman to climb 9A. The British climber had been projecting the route for 2 years, which is situated at Lower Pen Trin in North Wales. The route was first put up by Scott Carson in 1996, with James McAfee making the second ascent in 2011. In an interview with UKC, Emma spoke about her training schedule alongside her job as a route setter. It really helps me not to have a structure because I would end up injured if I train properly and route set, but I have an idea of what I need to train and focus on when I feel good. This means I don't get stressed if I don't have a plan. Massive congrats to Emma, a huge achievement to be the first female to climb 9A. What's also just as exciting is that David Petts, a filmmaker who we kind of regularly work with, has been documenting the whole process over the last 2 years. So stay tuned for that film coming hopefully in the next couple of months. Next up, we've got more female action in Innsbruck. Austrian climber Karo Sinnhuber has managed to climb 2 8A plus boulders, Peter Pan and Narcissist, in Zillertal near Innsbruck. The former competition climber is currently living in Innsbruck and works as a personal trainer. She's previously made 2 ascents of up to 8B. Karo recently got in touch with me on Instagram to see if I would share some of her photos on our Instagram page. But seeing as she's done 2 8A plus ascents in one day, I thought it'd be better just to talk about her on the news show. Go follow her on YouTube and on Instagram. She's got some great content. Next up, we are staying in Austria for some Adam Ondra action. Adam took a break from training to climb his nightmare route, as he describes it on Instagram. He made the second ascent of Key, a Stefan Furst route in Geisterschmiedwand, Tyrol, Austria. The first ascent was made back in 1996 by Stefan, and since then Adam believes that a hold has broken, so suggested an upgrade to 9A+. Adam had been trying the route since 2008, coming back repeatedly over the last couple of years, which begs the question, is this the longest Adam has had to wait before sending a route? Apologies for the butchering of that name there. I have no idea how you say it. It's very, very Austrian. The other question is that the longest that Adam Ondra has had to wait before making an ascent? That's like 11 years. I challenge you guys to let me know if you know of any other Adam Ondra routes that he's had to, not project, but wait that long. 11 years, that's a long time. Maybe that's the title of this show. Anyway, next up, we're going over to America. Rock and Ice report that American climber Molly Mitchell has managed to climb her mammoth summer project, China Doll, a 514 trad route or 8B plus in French grades. The Edelrid athlete has made the 6th ascent of the route and also becomes only the 6th female to trad climb this grade. Amazing ascent there from Molly, and if you look back at all the other females that have made an 8B plus 514 trad route, that is a very prestigious list of climbers that she has joined. If you want to see a film about that route, type in China Doll into YouTube and you'll see the Lauder 11 film of the first female ascent of that route back in 2017. Check it out, it's really, really good. Next up, 8C Counter. I can now relax because I always find the news a little bit stressful because I've got to remember all the bits and all the stuff. And now, we just get to talk about the 8C 9B counter. So this week there has been one notable ascent by Jesús Muñoz Chuchi, who has made an ascent of an 8C route called Eterno Legado in Olla, Moros. The first ascent was done by Alberto Roscalano, and it was an 8B plus 8C when he first did it, but then a hole broke, and now it's become an 8C. I'm gonna add Jesús. Jesús is somewhere near the bottom of this. Where are you, Jesús? Jesús, 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 Jesús. He's not there. Jesús. For some reason, he only has one, so I'm just going to give him another one. There you go. Okay, so now we move on to content. I'm very excited about this next video that I'm going to tell you about. It's already got 51k views on YouTube. It's on the EpicTV channel. It documents Louie Parkinson's trip to Japan at the start of this year. It's really, really good. Here's a little clip.
So we hiked up the hill, was shown an area quite technical and all very hard boulder problems. I think the easiest there was V11. But I got to work on this powerful at first and then really sketchy technical mantle problem, but didn't get that close on day one.
Okay, there's another hold.
But we tried it a bit. I worked out some good beta for it.
Come on. Come on. No! Oh man! Oh, I had the heel on really badly. I was like, oh, it's still on, I'll keep going. And then I just got completely lost. Was I going the wrong way? Oh, man. Sorry, I got excited.
Very slabby, techie boulder problem there. It's an amazing film. It's about 32 minutes long. I urge you to go and watch it. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool, like Louie kind of seeing a bit of a kind of introspective into like the way he thinks about routes and like his kind of struggles on the trip and how he kind of dealt with it and stuff like that. It's really, really cool. Next up, I just want to quickly talk about the massive kind of collaboration that we've been having recently with the Bobats and Dabrats at the Frasassi Climbing Festival. They did like a bouldering competition style thing in kind of like a medieval town of Frasassi. It like looked incredible. I unfortunately wasn't there, but the guys have all released their videos, Dabrats, Bobat, and then we have as well. Here's a little clip from our video.
So check this out. We've moved away from the city bit or the town bit to this very, very old sort of pillar tower thing. I can't talk, I want to go climbing.
I don't think we need to speak that way, like you're gonna fall here again.
You're gonna do it, Matt. You're gonna do it.
I'm in no way confident. Someone else is having a go at this, right?
No, I'm right after you.
Just right.
Yeah.
Just right.
I'm right behind you.
You good? Yeah. I don't know. I'm just running at a wall with a GoPro on my head. Right. Ooh. That was actually quite close.
That was really close. Come on. You got this.
Jesus. Well, I did it looking this damn cool.
Great edit there from Mr. Flo behind the camera, and he's also behind the computer. If you want to go and check out the rest of the other perspectives of those films and all the other films that came out for Frasassi, go to subscribe to the Bobats and subscribe to the Dabrats and subscribe to us as well. It all helps. Next up, I mentioned this film last week. I didn't show you a clip, but it's called Of Rocks and Needles. It's a really brutal, incredible climbing documentary that isn't really about climbing. It's about like relief work in Laos. Here's a little clip.
Just when the United States is gradually pulling out of Vietnam, there is a rush of concern that Laos may become another Vietnam.
Laos, America's not-so-secret war in Asia.
In order to avoid Laos falling under communist domination.
Going into all the possible holes. So the nose, the eyes, the ears, the mouth.
He's stuck in there.
So I made that clip recently. I kind of wanted to give you an idea of what it's about without showing you the kind of the brutal side of it. There is some disturbing scenes in that film if you want to go and watch it. But I urge you to go and watch it. The link's in the description below, or it's kind of coming up here or wherever kind of thing. So go and check it out. It's really, really good. Next up, I just want to give a little shout out to Eric Carlson, who has recently spent a bit of time with us in Magic Woods, spent a bit of time with Matt in Magic Woods. And if you're missing Matt over these last 2 weeks, and I'm sure there are some of you that are, which is fair enough, I miss Matt. I urge you to go and watch this little documentary. It's a really, really good video by Eric Carlson, chronicling Matt's time in Magic Wood and just getting a little bit more in depth with the presenter of EpicTV.
Okay, so it sort of started last year, and I was trying to do an 8A sport climb for Climbing Daily. And I realized I was in this cycle where, although I was climbing a lot, so to speak, like 3 times a week or something, I was on so many trips. Between you, me, and the internet, I was incredibly unhappy, personally. I was very, very like borderline depressed. I was drinking, not like a problem, but you go away on these trips, you stay in hotels, you have hotel bars, you have a few beers, you finish a shoot, you have a few beers because you're socializing, you're talking to people, you're networking, and it just got into this spiral where I felt continuously unhealthy.
Nice to see a more vulnerable and frank side to Matt. Obviously we mostly just see him presenting Climbing Daily. There's more to him than that, I'd say. And thanks for the shout out, Eric, with the picture of myself and Matt boozing. I don't want to say that I'm a bad influence on Matt, but every now and then things get out of hand. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, next up, I want to talk about the Women's Bouldering Festival. Now, this is happening this weekend. It is organised, it's in Fontainebleau. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff that you can be doing if you go there. I'm not entirely sure if there are still tickets available, but they've got a climbing masterclass with Karo Sinnhuber, they've got resetting, they've got conservation workshops, they've got yoga, they've got beginner parkour taster classes. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you could be doing. Again, like I said, I'm not sure if there's any more space available, but if you got tickets, good luck, because it's going to be a good one. Nice one for getting that all sorted, Zofia Reich. Right, next up, we are going to Comment of the Week. Comment of the Week. Comment of the Week. Let's go. Comment of the Week. Go. A little bit of a drum and bass interpretation of that. I'm listening to a lot of drum and bass at the moment, so that is kind of reflective of that. Right, so Comment of the Week this week is from Babushka00. who says, at 3 minutes and 3, that may be one of the most butchered pronunciations of a German word in the history of mankind. Let's have a little listen. It's called Der Heilige Grau. I mean, I felt like that was pretty good, to be honest, but if you don't agree with that, I'll try again. Der Heilige Grau. It's just as bad. Okay, and then one other one from Keith Rogers, talking about the story about Hayden Kennedy finishing his route gambling in the winds in Wyoming. It is a rock and ice article that they've written up about it. I'll put the link in the description below. It's very, 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 very good. Right, next up, we have got some other stuff going on, which is shop stuff. So what's happening in the shop? Basically, La Sportiva are back in stock. I'm not sure a lot of you were concerned about La Sportiva not being in stock because you couldn't get your La Sportiva shoes. Now they're back in stock. So any Futura, Solution, Katana laces lovers out there, I'm a Katana lace lover. You can now buy multiple pairs so that you have backup for when we next go out of stock. So get on and get some shoes. I also want to say that we now have DHL next day delivery available from the EpicTV shop. So if you want next day delivery in most places, largely within Europe, other places, I don't know, you'll have to log on and see. But if you pay a little extra, you can get next day delivery if you're really desperate for it. And DHL will sort that out for you. That is it for this week. I hope that it's been okay. Thanks very much for your lovely comments last week. This week I feel like has been not as good. I've started overthinking it like a boulder problem. In the meantime, have a great time. If you're going to the Women's Trad Bouldering Festival this weekend in Fontainebleau, have a brilliant time. And that's it. You go out.